Hey, Shalom Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Dash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp. And this is not going to be a long lesson, but I did want to touch on this subject. Kind of hit my spirit when I saw this picture getting posted on the gram. You know, the title is "Your Child Will Follow Your Example, Not Your Advice." So in this case, we're going to be focusing on the women, which is not something that we usually talk about because prophecy is a lot more important. But since I saw this picture, a couple scriptures came to mind, so I figured I'd throw a lesson, and Lord willing, that it be edifying to the elect. The first scripture that I want to get is in Ezekiel, but as you can see, this picture, man, you know, it's a beautiful picture, man, because it is showing women in order how they're supposed to be dressed and how they're supposed to be carrying themselves in this wicked society that we understand 2/3 is not even going to come close to this, and the rest of our nation is not going to get it until really they see that power uh, fully manifest. That's when our women are really going to get in line. Because honestly, brothers, we do not have our women on our side. There's not, you know, I'll grab the scripture. But you know how King Solomon said, of these 1,000 men I found one, and of these women I found none. I'll get that scripture later. But this is the first one I wanted to get. Is Ezekiel 16:44. It says, "Behold, every one that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter." So that is, point blank period. Doesn't really need a lot of breaking down, but we understand that a lot of these women are just straight hoes, booty shaking fucking bimbos, and they only get their attention because of the skin that they're showing, that they're, prostituting their body, which is all these women that have, the social media. And Salak Yakim, I'm just making sure I get this right. This is Ecclesiastes 7:28, and this was an experiment that King Solomon did, and this reads, "Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found." And that is because, these women are weak. They got beguiled ever since the garden, and they're not in position and should not ever be in a position of authority over a man whatsoever, man. Whatsoever. And that's why we live in such a wicked society, because these women are put in positions of authority, and we understand that, yeah, a lot of these men, are bitch ass niggas for not being there for their family, leaving their family, not stepping up to the plate, but that's neither here nor there. The fact is that these women are so easily uh, seduced, let's say, from Esau's benefits, whether it be WIC, food stamps, and it started back in the late 40s, I believe. It was called the man in the house law, where you would not get any benefits from the government if there was a man in the house. So what did that do? Esau knew exactly what he was doing. It would cause a lot of these weak-ass women to kick out the man in the house. And what does the scripture say? How can a robber steal unless the strong man tied? I know I'm butchering right here, but Yahweh Razal shows up. Come on. This is it. This is Mark 3:27, King James version that I'm going to read. "No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house." And what's in your house? Your family, your kids, yeah, your food and your resources, but the main thing is the family unit. Like the old saying goes, you want to know the condition of a nation? Look at their women. And what the fuck is Jake doing, man? What is the Judite woman and the Latino woman doing? They fucking shaking their ass, showing their titties, going to different Tom, Dick, and Harry's, jumping from rod to rod, riding the cock carousel, man. and they're completely polluting their, first and foremost, their own temples. They're influencing their daughters to do the same thing. And then what is that? It just continues the generational cycle of fucking curses that create these no good stank pussy hoes that uh, obviously are not benefiting our nation at all. You know, so it's man, it's frustrating. It's Salakiak. I'm trying to say the right things and not be too vulgar with with how I want to say it, man, because that's what these women deserve, man, to get cussed the fuck out. And that's why these women and these little upstart hoes are going to get some of the worst judgment coming, man. You don't think when these foreign troops come, you don't think when all hell breaks loose that these women aren't going to be ransacked and fucking thrown around? That's why these type of women that are in this picture, if they're the 1/3, they're going to be taken care of, because first and foremost, they're going to be searching for an elect man, because that elect man is going to be able to take care of them in those days, because you have to understand that there is a divine order that is never going to be broken, and that is spoken of in 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. This is basic, man. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. That's Yahushai. And the head of the woman is the man. We live in an backwards society with these women talking about what I like to call this Miss Independent bitch syndrome that leaves them nothing but heartache, unstable children, little fucking nigglets running around with guns, emotional as hell, fighting about everything, and not being able to deal with things in an honorable, manly way. Continuing, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh, because it goes Yahweh, Yahushai, man, woman, and then the children. The only time a woman was supposed to teach was to teach the young virgins, the younger women under her. Woman teach younger women. KJV. This is Titus 2 and 4. Salakia. Salakia, Kim. That's not the one I was looking for, but the Spirit led us here, so we're going to read it because it does. It does prove a good point, Salakia. I think I'm going to start at 4. So, here we go. This is actually what I was at. This is Titus 2 and 4. This is talking about the women, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers of the home, good, obedient to their husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. Because nothing but straight emotional ass wickedness comes out of these women's mouths, man. You tell a woman, hey, I can have more than one woman. They're going to lose their head. You tell the woman to be quiet and do what she's supposed to do. In this day and age, since we are in captivity, it's very, very hard for a man to be able to be fully sustaining a household, man, because we are in captivity. Even with a good job, it's really hard, man, especially in these days with inflation and stuff like that. So they're going to get in your face, cuss you out, say, you ain't doing shit, you're supposed to be providing. Well, yeah, really, they are correct. But when you're in captivity, man, let's deal with reality. That is not very possible in this society. This ain't the fucking 1950s when, a carton of milk was 20 cents. What do you call it? Wages were way lower, but the cost of everything was way lower. They weren't paying car insurance. They weren't paying a phone. They weren't paying outrageous mortgage. They weren't paying insurance on literally everything that they have to have. The gas wasn't expensive. Car payments weren't expensive. So this is a systematic attack on the family unit, because if you can attack the family unit, like the scripture that I brought out before, the strong man being a man in general, that's holding it down for his family, the rest of the household is going to collapse. I know that there is a statistic, and I don't want to kind of try to find it right here, but the statistic goes that a single parent father raising children has those children have the same possibilities of excelling in society as a two-parent household. But a single mother raising kids, or a kid, that kid has a higher rate than ever to be depressed, go to jail, be addicted to drugs, uh, uh, have certain anxieties, have social uh, uh, not be able to have social constructs where he can deal with people accordingly. But a father figure can bring all of those things together. Salakia. So we understand that these women are going to get it the worst, man. And I'm going to close it out with this scripture, because this is what is going to happen to these women that do not get in order. And this is Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. That's like walking through mud, man. You don't even care. You actually want to get that shit off your shoe if it gets on it instantly. Like, you're like, fuck, some mud splashed on my Nikes, and you try to clean it off as quick as you can, man. That's how these women are gonna be in that day, man. They're gonna be stanking. They're gonna be asked out, saying, "Please help me." Hey, man, you know what? The Lord is gonna put a cold spirit on His men to straight say, "Fuck you, bitch." Go get Pookie and Ray Ray down the street that you wanted so bad. You know, that drug dealing, gang banging, don't give a fuck thug life nigga, man. You know, that Mexican that always got the fucking joint in his mouth because he's slanging weed, man. That's the type of man, so called, I'll call it little boys, that they want, man. You know, these men of Great Millstone, they're going to be the high value, high commodity man in that day. And only your eyes will see it, you know. And I know that there's many other scriptures that go into these women, but, you know, we're gonna leave it at that. You know, I feel like the point was been made, and I don't like to drag these lessons out. I like to do quick hitters, straight to the point, let you know, and on to the next. So Yahweh Ratazah, this be edifying to the elect. And with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, and DTA Ababa Ball. Soon. Stay up, Akim. Shalom.